All right, welcome to Bear Lake Middle School. McKee's the heroes. Thanks, Zach and Gary got us going. They had a leak from the roof, from the ceiling at Bear Lake High School, so they moved the game last second over to Bear Lake Middle School. And so that we had to pack up all the equipment, run over, reset up everything, run things on the fly, and we join in progress. First quarter action, the Rebels leading 8-6. Bear Lake's jumped out to a 4-0 lead, but the Rebels have battled back. J.C. Cornea hit a free throw. I know McKenna Stacy has a field goal. Other than that, I was trying to get things going back on the air. Bear Lake swings it around to the left corner. McKady Smith bounced inside, and the Rebels knock it away. I'll have to try to keep up, get caught up here in a second with just what's happening in tonight's game. Rebels lead 8-6. It's first quarter action, and the Bears have the basketball inbound from their baseline. Shot up, blocked. Smith blocked, and the Rebels come up with it. Taylor McKee. TJ up across the timeline, left wing. McKenna Stacy for three, misses short, and Chelsea Gunderson has the Bear Lake rebound. Back the other way. Again, our apologies on getting things going late. McKee with the steal, and then she's bumped following the takeaway. That's a Rich County government steal. And Rebels have the basketball and a 2-point lead. Rich, at this point in the game, with Stacy, Tingy, McKee, Brown, and Hatch on the floor. Left wing to McKee. TJ had 22 points in the JV's loss earlier tonight at Bear Lake High School. Pass into the middle. McKee turns, shoots, stuffed. Chelsea Gunderson took it, blocked the ball. It's on the floor, and a scrum for it. Ends up in a jump ball possession arrow to the Bears. So, Rich, that'll count for as much as a turnover. And we'll try to get caught up here. Again, Rebels leading 8-6 on the station on main scoreboard. Humphreys, Lloyd with it out on the right wing. Rebels in a man-to-man defense. Lloyd tries to drive, poked away. It's on the floor. Lloyd picks it back up on the left wing. Tight defense by TJ McKee, and she's whistled for the personal foul. TJ picks up her first. Rebels' second team foul. Bears with 3 team fouls. And joining us in progress, we moved locations of tonight's game. A leak in the high school gym made the conditions too dangerous to play. In fact, one of the would-be starters, Josie Kelsey, fell, was carried to the locker room. It looked bad, but she, after about 15 minutes of time in the locker room, came jogging back out, thankfully. Gunderson across the top to Lloyd, out on the right wing. Rebels stay in the man-to-man defense, 1:36 left, first quarter. On the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. Inside to Gunderson, posted up, turns, hits with the left. Ties the score at 8. Gunderson already has been big on the boards, has a couple of blocks. Brown in the right corner, dishes back to Stacy. McKenna thinks about a 3, then drives, gets the screen from Hatch, misses short, rebound fought for and into the hands of Humphreys. Bear Lake pushing, Humphreys all the way down the lane, drives through everybody, lays it in with the right hand, and Coach Lundgren takes a timeout. We'll take one as well, with Rich trailing 10-8 on the station on main scoreboard. We'll be right back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Rich had an 8-6 lead, but a 4-0 Bear Lake run has the Bears on top in this Bear Lake rivalry game. 10-8 on the station on main scoreboard. A second broadcast tonight. We had things rolling. We got through the JV game. We got through our pregame show, and then suddenly they decided to move the game. And understandably, they during warm-ups, one of the Bear Lake Bears starters slipped on the puddle that had accumulated because of the leak and had to be carried to the locker room. Rich across the timeline, trailing 10-8. Rebels attacking left to right. Rich in the road blues, rather. Stacy into the lane, dishes back out to Staples. She'll dribble once, pull up, miss off the window, and a big rebound by Kalisha Parker. Gives to Humphreys. Haley across the timeline, stops at the top of the key, dishes right wing. Jimmy Lloyd for three, swish. Jimmy Lloyd, the senior, buries the triple, and Bear Lake extends its lead 13-8. That's something the Bears did not have a single one of at Rich a month ago. A three-point basket. Stacy on the left wing. Looking around, 2-3 zone defense from Bear Lake. Stacy spins, then kicks it back out to Brown, and again to McKenna. She'll dribble toward her left. Not a lot of movement. Not going to get that from a zone. You got to move the ball, not so much the person. But Stacy moves into the middle, gets the ball, passes into the middle. It's poked away and taken away. Chelsea Gunderson comes up with the loose ball. Lloyd on the right wing. Dribbles to the free throw line, picks it up, shoots and misses. Offensive board, Gunderson misses an air ball over the top as time expires in the first quarter. Bear Lake leads 13-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. We'll be right back with second quarter action on the Wildlife at mylocalradio.com.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Folks have many reasons to visit Casper, Wyoming every year, whether it's work, high school sports and activities, a romantic getaway, or business meetings. The best place to stay when you're in Casper is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. A beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, a pool, fitness center, and a fabulous indoor atrium. You can also reserve meeting rooms for your next event, and each stay includes an extended continental breakfast. Reserve your rooms today at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. Call 307-472-6300.
Back for second quarter action. Our second quarter is presented by Stacy's Repair. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Back at Bear Lake Middle School at Wallentine with the three from the corner. Misses over the top, and Parker with the Bear Lake rebound. Gives to Humphreys. The Bears on a 7-0 run since Rich led 8-6 midway through the first. Kelsey holding. Good to see her out there running around. Doesn't seem to be playing with much of a limp. A little bit of tenderness maybe on her leg after she slipped on the little bit of a puddle, which caused the change of venue tonight. Jimmy Lloyd penetrates, gets away with an extra step, maybe because of the bump. The officials don't blow the whistle. Misses the shot short. Rebel rebound. And Taylor McKee dribbles up across the timeline. Rebels attacking left to right at mylocalradio.com. Wallentine out on the right wing. That's that golden spot against the 2-3 zone. Long pass looking for Wallentine. Hits the ESPN table of the Bear Lake Bears boys basketball team. And the Rebels turn it over for a first time here in this Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rebels playing nervous is the feeling I get. This change of venue, and it looks like they haven't settled in just yet. Trail 13-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Three-man weave around the top. Parker dribbles to her left, hands off to Kelsey. Dribbles left, then pulls up on the right side and gets it shooter's touch. Rolls, bounces, and drops through. 15-8. Bears on a 7-point lead on a 9-0 run. Rich led 8-6, but haven't scored. The Rebels have not scored in several minutes. The student section here in front of us, so if the ball is down on that right corner, you might not see it. That's the Bears student section. The Rebels student section out to our left. McKee down in the right corner, dribbles in toward the pressure. Met by Kelsey Skinner. Bounces in, Hatch back to McKee. Right wing, a right angle jumper from 5 feet out, and Kelsey using her arms on the box out, gets Sage Tingy out of the way and pulls down the rebound. Humphreys across the timeline, hesitates, drives, misses with the left, rebound tipped around. Parker had it. McKee saves it to Gunderson, who pulls up and misses from the right elbow. Rebel rebound to Sage Tingy. Wallentine pushing the tempo. Drives in, floats with the right hand, no. Kelsey with another rebound. Pivots and gives it up. A little tenderness and a little bit of a limp on the left leg. Not putting full weight on that left leg after taking that spill. Inside, Gunderson turns and misses, too strong. Rebound, Kalisha Parker, putback is in. 17-8, an 11-0 run for the Bears. Rebels just can't get a shot to fall. 2-3 zone from Bear Lake. Let's see if McKee can change that with the triple. No, just couldn't quite get it, but Ellie Brown with the offensive board. Back inside to McKee and then outside to Walentine. Awal tries the drive, cut off, throws a pass too high for Tingy. She saves it, tries to throw it off of Kelsey, but misses, and the Bears take over. Another Rebel turnover. Kelsey out on the right wing. Back up top, Humphreys drives, floats, and misses. Gunderson, the offensive board, put back, not much contact, but enough for the whistle, and Gunderson will head to the line to shoot two. Rebel freshman won 35-17. The Bear Lake JV won 49-43. Again, a change of venue. We're at the home of the Cubs, Bear Lake Middle School, as Gunderson swishes the first through. Rebels, I believe, went 2 of 4 from the free throw line in the first quarter. We'll get an update on stats at halftime. But for now, I believe that's Bear Lake's first free throw attempt. They probably took one, and I didn't see it during that first quarter. We got here, again, thanks to, that was Zach, right? Zach and Gary McKee helping out to get all the stuff packed up, all the equipment packed up from the other venue and moved over to this venue. Something on the floor there, and athletic director Michael Wilding gets a ovation after picking it up. 18-8. The Rebels had an 8-6 lead, but the Bears have gone on a 12-0 run, and Gunderson looks to make it 13-0 with this free throw. And she does not. Misses left side. Cornea with the Rebel rebound. 18-8, a 10-point Bear Lake lead. Against a tough defensive team like Bear Lake, a deficit like this will be very tough to come back from. Stacy to Tingy at the top of the key. Rebels working around the arc. Staple fires across to Tingy. Sage drives baseline, stops, turns, shoots. A lot of contact and a block. No foul. And McKady Smith, the Bear Lake senior, pulls down the Bear Lake rebound. Lloyd up to Smith in the right corner. Looks inside for Gunderson. She turns, shoots. Tingy stuffed her but got her arm as well, and Gunderson will go right back to the free throw line for 2 more free throws. Gunderson's first, back iron and down through. I want to thank the Grolls tonight as well. April and Sean lending us their AT&T hotspot. Verizon speeds here in Montpelier about as fast as dial-up service for a video stream purpose. That's not going to do. Gunderson hits both free throws, rattled the second one through. And the Bears continue their run. Rich led 8-6. It's a 14-0 Bear Lake run. Rebels have gone stone cold. Colder than Rich County. Stacy tries to back in on the defense and then goes back out to the wing. Under 4 minutes left in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rebels have yet to score in this second quarter. Stacy in the post, kicks it back out. Tingy the long 2, right angle, no. Staple fights for the rebound and lost it out of bounds off the Bears. Rebel basketball. McKenna Stacy to trigger it in on a Crawford Trough inbound play. Stacy looking to the corner, finds Staple, back up top to Tingy. Sets the screen, Stacy open 3, left corner, rattles out. Staple the offensive board. She is hacked on the shot attempt. No whistle, except the ball is deflected out of bounds and to the Rebels. So Rich gets another crack at it. Crawford Trough in Randolph inbound play. And again, it's Stacy to trigger it in. Up top to Walentine. Awal dribbles toward her right, looking for Stacy. McKenna on the right wing. Double team comes out defensively, including Humphreys and Parker. to Wallenstein. AWOL fires from 3 and misses just short. Stacy slices in for the rebound. Ball poked away. She's hit, and ball gets taken away. Up top and a travel, but Elizabeth McDowell gets away from it and passes back to a teammate, and Humphreys will cross the timeline. To Lloyd. Jimmy steps into a left wing 3 and misses off the iron. Rebound. Tingy has it in traffic for Rich. McKenna. Stacy pushing the tempo, steps around Humphreys and can't get it to go off the window. Lloyd with the rebound for Bear Lake. And she dribbles away from traffic and then tries to dribble into Stacy and draw the foul. Doesn't quite do it. Humphreys on the right wing. Fakes the shot, drives, she's hit, goes down, misses, and will earn a trip to the free throw line. 2:49 left, second quarter. Brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Rebels have not scored yet in this second period. Last time these teams met, Rich, a little better offensively, at least in the first half. Rich had 28 points at the break. Humphreys at the line, makes the first so far in this quarter. That's 5 free throw attempts for Bear Lake, none for the Rebels. Humphreys' second free throw, high arch, and gets the shooter's bounce around the rim and down through. 22-8, Humphreys with at least 4. I missed a lot of the scoring in the first half for individuals, so we'll see if we can get an update on that at halftime. Stacy with the Rebels attacking left to right. McKenna throws up top, misses Stacy, but luckily Wallenstein was there to pull it in. Rich playing nervous right now. Rebels need to settle down, and Coach Lundgren hopes a timeout will make that happen. 22-8, Bears lead big at Bear Lake Middle School. We'll take a quick break and be back with more of Stacy's Repair second quarter action on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
That timeout brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Grohl, providing quality family dentistry since 1997. Rebels come out of the timeout. We'll see what adjustments they can make against this 2-3 zone defense that has kept Rich scoreless so far in the second quarter and will again on this possession. Rich turns it over for a 5th time in the second quarter. Turnover's an issue here in the Stacy's Repair second. Wallenstein driving in, or Jimmy Lloyd driving. Wallenstein coming in hot defensively, and I think she misjudged Lloyd's angle toward the hoop, and both players ended up on the floor. An obvious foul to Allie Wallenstein, her second personal. Gives Bear Lake the inbound from the baseline. Haley Humphreys, the junior, with Bear Lake leading 22-8. Gunderson in the right corner. Up top, Lloyd fires from way downtown and misses short. Stacy with the Rebel rebound. McKenna pushes the tempo, but with the defense getting back, she slows it down and sets up in the half court. Stacy to Cornea, right side, high off the window and in. J.C. Cornea gets the long, about a 15-foot jumper to go, and with 1:50 left in the second quarter, the Rebels finally put some points on the board for the first time in the period. Lloyd across the top of the arc. Stacy pokes it away from McDowell, and McKenna goes to the other end, and she is hammered hard by Kelsey. My goodness, Josie Kelsey got her with the body and with a big swing of the arm. And the official talks with McKenna, are you good? She goes, yeah, I'm fine. McKenna goes to the line to shoot the first Bear Lake Realty free throws of the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Stacy. First one, front iron to the window and down through. Gets it to go. One more Bear Lake Realty free throw coming. Bear Lake Realty the most experienced and highest volume realtor in the Bear Lake Valley. Visit BearLakeRealty.com. McKenna Stacy. I know I missed some points in the first quarter. I've got her with 4. And the Rebels on a 4-0 run, but still trailing by 10. Bear Lake went on a 16-0 run and had made it 22-8. 3-point shot, nope, 2, a long 2 for Bear Lake. And they push the lead back out to 12, 24-12. Tingy in the left corner, or right corner rather, to Hatch and then to Stacy on the right wing. Left wing to Hatch. Sydney holds, looking for the pass, finds Tingy in the middle, and she dribbles a couple of times, pushed, fouled on the shot, but she was pushed before that second foul. And the foul, Kelsey Skinner, the freshman, picks up her first personal. Stacy to inbound from the baseline. To Cornea, she shoots, misses, air ball. Stacy with the offensive board, can't get that. Gunderson pulls down the board, and a jump ball. Possession arrow, Bear Lake. Rebels got it to start the second quarter. And Gunderson's going to get those rebounds just by way of her height. Rebels set up in a full court press. A 1-2-2 trap is what it looks like. Humphreys across to Lloyd. Jimmy fires up ahead. Gunderson in the lane, turns and hits. Good defense by Sydney. Has to contest but not foul. But Gunderson still hit the shot. 40 seconds left in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rich trailing 26-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Stacy across the top of the arc, right side to Walentine. Awal left and open enough to fire away and miss from 3. Skinner with the Bear Lake rebound, gives to Humphreys. Stacy picks her pocket. Humphreys hip checks her into Skinner, gets the ball, and Humphreys drives in, floats, misses. Gunderson the rebound, put back, no. Parker almost had the rebound, but Tingy poked it away. Stacy across the lane. Walentine up at the right, no, couldn't get it. Lloyd with the Bear Lake rebound with 5, 4, 3. Coach Messerly says go, go. Lloyd fires from half court and hits it off the window at the buzzer. Everything going Bear Lake's way, including buzzer beaters off the glass at Bear Lake Middle School, and Bear Lake leads big. Walentine went down at the end of the quarter, got hit somehow, and is slow to get up as the Rebels will head for the locker room, trailing 29-12. Bear Lake playing great. They have the crowd behind them. And we head for halftime. This first half, the second quarter, has been brought to you by Stacy's Repair. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care.
This is Rich Rebel Senior, Allie Walentine, and you're tuned into Rebel Basketball on KDQ FM 98.3 and on mylocalradio.com.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds. Plus job listings, fun giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch live as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches, catch up on local and regional news, and get accurate weather conditions and forecasts. Visit mylocalradio.com, like us on Facebook, and stream it all now.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
More than 1,300 rural hospitals were evaluated, and for the third year in a row, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital placed in the top 100 for quality as well as best practices and critical access, with a 24-hour emergency department, orthopedics, home health, a residential nursing home, physical therapy, surgical services, family doctors, chemotherapy, dialysis, and more. So, when it comes to your health, make sure you're seen by the best. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
serving Wyoming since 1941. Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Rich with just 4 points in the second quarter, 12 in the first 16 minutes. Rich had a lead early. It was 8-6. Rich on top after McKenna Stacey had 5 points, including an and one in the first quarter. But all Bear Lake, a 16-0 Bear Lake run. And from Rich's 8-6 lead, Bear Lake outscored Rich 23-4, including a buzzer-beating three-point half-court shot off the glass by Jimmy Lloyd to end second quarter action. 29-12, Bear Lake leads on the halftime show. And some first half highlights brought to you by the town of Randolph coming up when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Established in 1870, Randolph, Utah is home. Home to the rich rebels, to hardy people of high character, and to values of dedication, honesty, hard work, education, and respect for self and others. Randolph is also home to friendly folks who love their families, their town, and their neighbors. Count yourself a neighbor whenever you visit Randolph, Utah. Mayor Lynn Weston and the Town Council of Randolph wish the rich rebels good luck and invite you to visit anytime.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
First half highlights brought to you by the town of Randolph, Mayor Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Larry Kennedy, Melanie Lim, and clerk Lana Beard. Not sure if it was the change of venue, maybe just the way Bear Lake put together that 16-0 run. But Rich had an 8-6 lead early on in that first half, about midway through the first quarter, and then just went stone cold. And again, with the change of venue, we had to join the broadcast or the game in progress. And so I didn't get a chance to see most of that first quarter as I was getting things set up. And again, a shout-out to a lot of people. I got to give some thanks to Elon Olive, who left home whatever he was doing on a Thursday night and helped me get a new stream set up for tonight's broadcast. So Elon Olive, thank you so much. Preston Bush, taking care of things, producing in the studio. I know he helped with things as well. So Preston, thank you. Great job. To Gary and Zach McKee, helping pack up all the equipment, move everything over here, and get things set back up to get on the air as quickly as we did. And so thanks you to all those folks. And then to the Grolls, Sean and April Grohl, providing the phone that gives us our AT&T hotspot here at Bear Lake Middle School. So a lot of thank yous to everybody. But Rich, girls, again, didn't get to see much of that first quarter. The Rebels led 8-6 and then just couldn't find a way to score after that. Just 4 points through about the final 12 minutes of the first half. And part of it was the just not hitting shots, but a big part of it also was turnovers. During that 12-minute span that I was paying attention, Rich had, I think, at least 7 turnovers. So that may have been an issue, or that was an issue for sure in that first half. A good start for Rich, but a slow, poor finish to the first half. And Bear Lake had maybe a decent start and a very strong finish to the first half, including Jimmy Lloyd, who had 8 points, Chelsea Gunnarsson, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bear Lake 5 of 6 from the free throw line. The Rebels the same, 4 of 5. Both teams good from the free throw line, but Rich needing to do better, taking care of the ball and getting off good shots. And then defensively, they're allowing Bear Lake on a pace for 58 points tonight. That's too much. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more of our halftime show. These first half highlights and stats. We'll give you some more stats as I tally those up real quick. But brought to you by Mayor Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Larry Kennedy, Melanie Clerk, and Melanie Lim, and clerk Lana Peart.
This is Rich Rebel Senior, Allie Wallenstein, and you're tuned into Rebel Basketball on KDQ FM 98.3 and on mylocalradio.com.
Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
In Rich County, we know that our children are our future. Helping our kids grow into kind, productive adults is a community effort. This is Rolene Kennedy, Auto Farm Chevrolet's Rich County representative, serving my neighbors for more than 20 years. My kids are Rich High School graduates. When you need a vehicle, come and see me, new or pre-owned. I'll always treat you with respect and honesty, the Rich County way. Auto Farm Chevrolet, we're a community-driven dealer. Go Rebels!
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on mylocalradio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, LSR Refrigerated, and the Walletines in Garden City. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Walletine clan wish the Rebels good luck. And by Cat Answer Technical Services, proudly supporting the Rich Rebels. The staff at Cat Answer Technical Services wish the Rebels good luck on the field, on the court, in the classroom, and in life.
Go Rich Rebels!
In today's world, with so many places to shop and so many options to choose from, sometimes you have to boil it down to one simple question: where do I get treated the best? At Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, we work hard to make sure every customer knows how much we appreciate them. We love what we do, and we believe in the products we sell. Our goal is to build a lasting friendship with every customer so we can serve you and your family for generations. Visit us today, Cash Honda Yamaha, 3765 US 91, Hyde Park, Utah.
Welcome back to Bear Lake Middle School. Again, a leak in the roof at Bear Lake High School in the gymnasium forced a change of venue. And that brings us to Bear Lake Middle School, the home of the Cubs, where the Bears lead big. They used a 16-0 run. And it wasn't even to close out the first half, but just in the final about 12 minutes of that first half, the Bears outscored Rich. Well, they went on a 16-0 run and outscored Rich 23-4. Rich has it to start third quarter action, brought to you by the Epic Recreation. Visit epicrecreation.net or find them on Facebook for all your rentals in Bear Lake. Stacy on the left wing. Bears stay, and why not, in the 2-3 zone. Rich has been unable to hit from outside, and so that 2-3 zone has shut the Rebels down. Stacy drives, dishes off to Cornea, then to Tingy. Fights through contact, misses the shot short, and Humphreys has the Bear Lake rebound. She pushes up the right side, stops, fires across the lane. Cornea steps in front, knocks the pass away. We'll take a quick pause for station identification.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
So that was pass deflected away out of bounds, and Bear Lake inbounds. They throw it back court. Jimmy Lloyd chases it down for Bear Lake. Lloyd across the timeline, the senior, dribbling right to left, had 8 points in the first half. Haley Humphreys for 3, misses too long, rebound on the floor, and Bear Lake just out hustling Rich to the ball. That hit 2 Rebels before the Bears even had a chance to get it. Lloyd dove on the floor, grabbed it, and jump ball, possession arrow, Bear Lake. So Rich playing in that second quarter, they looked like they were playing scared. Here in this third quarter to start, Bear Lake just winning the hustle game. Inbound into Gunderson, one dribble up at the left and in. She's too tall and too good with the left. No chance to defend that shot. Tingy drives baseline, shoots. She's blocked. Parker blocked it, but Tingy tipped it back to Cornea. JC, one dribble, picks it up and gives it to Tingy again. Out on the right wing, up top to Stacy. McKenna looks to her right and gives it to Tingy. Sage into the middle. Stacy, a lot of pressure, kicks it back outside. Wallentine for 3 from the left wing. Back iron, no. Rebound. Cornea has it poked away out of bounds to the Rebels. We've got to give Bear Lake credit. This team is playing well. They're fighting for every loose ball. and definitely dominating on the rebounds. Inbound play brought to you by the Crawford Trough. Lob into Cornea, quick shot, right angle 5-footer, good. There's an early, or not early, but a candidate for the Rolling Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet play of the game. Jimmy Lloyd drives through the lane, almost gets her own rebound. She's the shortest player on the court. And again, that goes back to the hustle factor right now. Wallenstein up to the right wing. Rebels did come up with the ball. Awal dribbles back out to the right wing. Rebels around the wing, left corner. Stacy wanted the three, but out hot on the defense was McDowell. Back across the right wing. Tingy holding, and a travel. Kalisha Parker had a hand on the ball, which took Tingy off balance, and she's called for the travel. I don't think the official, Tingy's body was blocking his view of the fact that Parker had a hand on the ball. Otherwise, that is not a travel. Rebels get the takeaway. Sydney Hatch reaches past Gunderson, tips the ball away, and then comes up with the Rich County government steal. Wallenstein on the right wing. Bounces right corner to Stacy. McKenna again wanted the three, but Parker out on her defensively. Stacy drives, dishes across the lane, left side to Tingy. Back to Cornea, and then to Stacy again. Drives past the defense. Ball tipped away again. Stacy touched it, and it's out of bounds off of Rich. This is a more physical, and it's a lot of like arm physicality that Bear Lake is, you might say, getting away with. We're not used to these kind of slaps and pokes on the ball, and no whistles called. Lloyd, and there's one right there that they don't get away with, but that's the kind of thing I'm talking about is McDowell, as Cornea had position, had the ball, McDowell reaches in and gets called for the push this time. McDowell's first personal, Bears' first team foul. That's Rich probably getting away with some of it as well, as they have no team fouls so far here in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Stacy, right wing to Wallenstein. Allie backs it out a bit, fires across to Tingy. Sage dribbles left, back right to Wallenstein. Fires inside. Hatch at the free throw line to Cornea. Her shot blocked, but she gets it back and fights through the contact to put it in. 33, make it 31-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Parker around the top of the arc. Wallenstein, a lot of contact there, but hands out to the side. She doesn't get whistled for it. A drive, and Wallenstein blocks the shot attempt by McDowell. Rich comes up with the loose ball. I would have expected that to be a foul. There was a lot of contact there, but that's the way the officials are calling it. They're letting the teams play. So Rich with the basketball, right corner to Stacy. McKenna long two, is too long off the iron. McDowell the rebound. Hatch contests, but not hotly. And hands off to Humphreys. Up the left side. Give to Lloyd, backing it out to the timeline. 4 minutes left to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter. And again, the three-man weave. Wallenstein cuts it off, contests, but then the pass to McDowell. Out to Gunderson. Right corner, Humphreys dribbles left, looking for the pick and roll. Rebels defend the roll, and Humphreys goes to the hoop. She's fouled hard, and will go to the free throw line. And the foul, was it Stacy or Tingy? Sage picks up her second personal. Humphreys 2 for 2 from the line in this ball game. Sets up to shoot two. 3:51 left in the Epic Recreation third, and Humphreys gets the first to ease over the front of the rim and in. 32-16, Bears doubling up the Rebels. At this point, a month ago on December 7th, the Rebels, midway through the third quarter, had about a 10-point lead. Humphreys hits the second. Rich led by 8, 38-30 at the end of third quarter action on December 7th. But boy, looking back at that one, seems like a long time ago. Wallenstein long three, air ball. Brown tries to chase the rebound down and can't get it. So Humphreys will inbound. Rebels, a little man-to-man full court pressure. Spalding almost traveled, but did a good job to keep her pivot foot and gives to Humphreys. Rebels intensifying the man-to-man pressure. Parker down on the right side, shoots right into the arms of Sydney Hatch. Perfect defense, and the Rebels come up with the block and the loose ball, but they throw it away. Up ahead, Tingy. It was a high pass in and out of her hands. She saved it to the Bears. And Rich gives it away for the 4th time in the Epic Recreation third. Spalding for 3, but a whistle. Spalding hit the 3, but the whistle came before she even let the shot loose. And was it Coach Messing asking, or Messerly asking for a timeout? No, some blood on the court. So Humphreys with a little bit of blood. Rich dodges a little bullet there because Kelsey Skinner, I think I said Spalding, but Skinner hit the 3 after the play had been called or whistled dead. 3:10 left in the Epic Recreation third. Humphreys on the bench, shrugs her shoulders as she tries to get the bleeding to stop. Looks like a bloody nose. Lloyd hands off to Parker. Wallenstein cuts her off one way. Parker drives and gets into the middle where she's wrapped up a jump ball. A couple of Rebels there tie her up for a Mound Valley Cattle Company jump ball brought to you by Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Rebels have not yet hit a T7 Propane and Woodruff three-point shot. And if they're going to get back into this game, they're going to need more than a few of those. Tingy on the left wing. Wallenstein has missed a few, and a timeout on the floor. As did they find some blood down on the floor in that corner? A rubber ball. Let's see what else can happen tonight, huh, Gary? Maybe a bat in the rafters or something, or we'll see. So they stop play, and Rich will inbound with 2:46 left in the Epic Recreation third quarter. This has been a crazy night. Stacy tries to drive. She's cut off, kicks it back out to Wallenstein. Tingy at the top of the key, holding. Skinner out high on the defense, leaves Stacy open left wing 3, and there's one. Rich needs that. There's a big-time T7 Propane and Woodruff three-point shot, and that may be your Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet shot of the game. We'll see if it sparks a comeback. Lloyd misses on the layup attempt. Rebound fought for off of Rich and out of bounds. So the ball to the Bears. They'll inbound from their own baseline. That's why I sounded so hot in my own ears. My microphone was, all right, still getting things worked out after moving over, changing venues mid-pregame show. And now some sweat or just wetness on the floor. If it were blood, they'd do a little bit more to try and take care of it. It must just be, oh, it is blood? Oh. So that, they just didn't see some of it? Boy, and if you get blood on a wrestling mat, like everybody leaves, they pull out the special cleaner. Hatch with the stuff, another stuff, and another stuff. Sydney Hatch, 3 blocks in a row. The precision play of the game brought to you by McKay Fancam Dental Services. Rebels with the ball. Sydney Hatch with a block, and then another, and then another. All she needed was the Dikembe Mumbo wag of the finger, not here. They go inside to Hatch. One dribble, fades away and misses just short. Fights for her own rebound, hustles to the baseline, but out of bounds off of Rich. (33-19). Rebels trail by 14. They need some stops. They need some buckets. Skinner around the top of the arc. Lloyd stops, drives in, tons of pressure, throws the pass away. Wallenstein comes up with the Rich County government steal. Staple tripped by Lloyd as she heads up court. Nothing intentional. Feet just got tied up. 1:20 left in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Rebels scored just 4 points in the second. Better here in the third. Staple in the middle, misses. Gunderson goes over the top of Staple for the rebound, and they call it a jump ball. Maybe my angle was poor. It looked like Gunderson went right over through Staple. She must have been off to the side enough that it was a clean rebound jump ball. Mountain Valley Cattle Company jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Bear Lake. Humphreys back in there. That's good to see. There was just a bloody nose, no injury. Skinner dribbles left, kicks it left corner. McDowell for 3. No, rims around and out, and the rebound hangs up there for a bit. That kept it away from Wallenstein and Parker and into the hands of the Rebels, Kendall Staple. Stacy across the timeline with 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Brought to you by Epic Recreation. Stacy into the middle, finds Staple, then Hatch, and she's blocked. So the Bears return the favor after Sydney Hatch blocked 3 Bears shots. They block one of hers. Humphreys hands off McDowell, and Stacy reaches in and picks up the foul. A hat trick of Bloods. Just got a message from Colin Pace. A hat trick of Bloods. We've had 3 blood incidents. It's a hat trick. Humphreys on the left wing. Thought about the 3, but TJ McKee out defensively. Into the middle, Skinner. Rebels in a man-to-man defense. Skinner turns, misses, and the rebound tipped out. Brown has it. Over to McKee for Rich. 13, 12, 11 as she crosses the timeline to the right wing. TJ had 22 points in the JV game. We'll see if she can find something here. Into the middle, Staple turns, shoots, high off the iron, and it drops straight down through with a swish. Humphreys does not put up a shot to end the third quarter. So Staple with the bucket brings Rich to within 12 at the end of the Epic Recreation third quarter. EpicRecreation.net for all your rentals in Bear Lake. Visit EpicRecreation.net or find them on Facebook. Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep.
In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Well, the Rebels outscored the Bears 9-4 in that third quarter, but still enter the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth, trailing by 12, 33-21. McKee left wing to Staple. Kendall hit a shot just before the end of the Epic Recreation third. McKee drives baseline, cut off, good defense by the senior Jimmy Lloyd. McKee, a sophomore, continues to dribble, drives in, ball poked away out of bounds. Rebel ball on the baseline. A Crawford Truff in Randolph inbound play. .7:41 left in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth. That's here in Montpelier. Count on us to care. Lloyd pokes it away from McKee, heads to the other end, and Staple fouls her. She misses the layup, but will earn a trip to the free throw line. The Bears almost perfect. 7 of 8 from the line tonight. The last time these teams met, they were 6 of 18 at the end of the third quarter, but then hit 6 of 7 and 6 for 6 in the fourth period and overtime combined, respectively. So they were cold through the first 3 quarters, hot at the free throw line for the final 2 quarters, or final 2 periods. Lloyd misses the front end and has a second one coming. Hits that one, back iron and down through. 34-21. Bears with a 13-point lead. McKee finds a lane, drives. She's hit from the side by Lloyd, and McKee will go to the line and shoot 2. Good move by McKee. Little hesitation with her back to the basket. And TJ heads to the line. Rebels are going to need to hit these Bear Lake Realty free throws down the stretch. That was one of our keys of the game, brought to you by the Thompson Ranch Lazy BT brand. And McKee misses off the right iron and out. Taylor will get a second free throw attempt at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Bear Lake Realty, the highest volume and most experienced realtor in the Bear Lake Valley. They're the best. When you work with Bear Lake Realty, you work with the best. McKee's second free throw swishes through, and Rich cuts it back to a 12-point deficit. Humphreys on the right wing. Lloyd thinks about a long 3. Staple out on her and a man-to-man. Across the top, Rebels switching on screen. Staple poked it away, but Humphreys was right there. She'll drive, lay it up with the left, missed badly, but she was bumped. Hip check sent her to the floor and then to the free throw line, and Humphreys will shoot 2. Again, the last time these teams met, Humphreys had 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 in the fourth quarter as Bear Lake outscored Rich 16-8 in that final period. Rich will need to do just the opposite in this fourth quarter to even make it a game. Humphreys hits the first of two. Bear Lake, first of two free throws. Again, this fourth quarter presented by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. Humphreys' second free throw short. Offensive rebound, Kalisha Parker misses the putback. She had 14 the last time these teams met, has just 2 so far tonight, but others have been big, including Chelsea Gunderson, who has 11. Stacy to the right wing, picks it up. McKenna has 10 points in the game, averaging 20 points coming into this contest, 19.9 to be exact. Stacy drives, dishes back out, right angle. Tingy drives, floats, misses short. Hatch with the offensive board. Fouled, no foul or no whistle on the putback attempt. Fight for it, out of bounds off of Bear Lake to Rich. And Rich sets up for the Crawford Trough and Randolph inbound play. Rich with not enough Bear Lake physical therapy points in the paint, helping Rebels and Bears get back in the game since 1998. That's Bear Lake physical therapy. Good ball movement. Cornea misses, gets her own rebound, misses again. Fights for McDowell with the rebound. Jump ball, possession arrow Bears. 6:27 left to go. Rich needs to start at least like a 10-2, an 8-0 type run right now, or it'll be too little too late. McDowell, weave across the top. Lloyd finds a lane, kicks it back out. Humphreys thought about the three. Dribbles right, kicks it back out to Lloyd for three. Misses an air ball short. Parker saves it into the middle, and Hatch is there for Rich. Stacy turns, runs, look to the sideline. Staple on the right wing, back up top. Hatch, the top of the key, holding. Looks to her right, then gives to Tingy. Sage looking inside. Staple there, but nothing to do with it, so the Rebels will kick it back out and reset. Stacy dribbles to her left. Bears have been in a 2-3 zone, I think, since the game started. They may have started in a man. Tingy drives, draws the foul, and will go to the line. Again, we were with the change of venue, didn't get to see much of that first couple of minutes other than to keep score and continue to set up the stream. They'll say Tingy was not in the act of shooting, so Rich inbounds from the baseline. And looking for that Crawford Trough and Randolph inbound play. Wallentine back in. Stacy, open three, right corner. Misses over the top. Cornea rips down the rebound. One dribble, back outside. A-Wall for three, left wing. Yes, it rattles home. Allie Wallentine with her first bucket of the game. And that's a big one, making it 35-25, a 10-point Rebel deficit. And Coach Messerly calls for a timeout. We'll take one, too, in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
More than 1,300 rural hospitals were evaluated, and for the third year in a row, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital placed in the top 100 for quality as well as best practices and critical access, with a 24-hour emergency department, orthopedics, home health, a residential nursing home, physical therapy, surgical services, family doctors, chemotherapy, dialysis, and more. So, when it comes to your health, make sure you're seen by the best. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
We take your fun very seriously. That's why we put so much emphasis on training and experience with our mechanics at Cash Honda Yamaha. Whether you're getting it ready for an upcoming season, putting it away for the winter, having routine maintenance, or have a mechanical problem, we want to make sure that when you're ready to have fun with it, it's ready for you. Don't trust your fun to just anyone. Make sure you bring all your service work to Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley.
Bear Lake led 29-12 at the half. Rebels have outscored the Bears 13-4 so far here in this second half, but they still have a 10-point deficit to try and come back from. Bears coming out of the timeout. That timeout was brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. Dr. Sean Grohl providing quality family dentistry since 1998. McDowell misses the three from the corner. Rebound comes out long, and Stacy has it for Rich. She fires into the left block, and Cornea goes right, then back left, and she's fouled on the floor. What? Coach Lundgren confused about that as well. He's got a smile like, are you kidding me? Maybe the foul happened as she pivoted back to her left, and I didn't see that.
Crawford Trough and Randolph inbound play to Hatch at the free throw line. Kick it back outside to Wallentine. Under 5 minutes to go and a 10-point deficit for Rich. 35-25 Bears, who jumped out to a 29-12 lead at half. Tingy into the middle. Stacy turns, shoots. Chelsea Gunnarsson the block, and into the hands of Parker, over to Humphreys. Stacy defending. Humphreys across the timeline, right wing to McDowell. Rebels have got to get stops here. Lloyd thinks about a pass, then thinks about a long three. I think she heard Coach Messerly say, no, let's eat some clock. Bears almost give it away, and Coach Messerly gets a timeout as the Rebels take it away. Coach Lundgren happy with that result as the team forces Bear Lake to use a timeout. 4:31 left to go. And we'll take a quick breath and keep it right here. Our camera operator tonight, Gary McKee, with Bear Lake Realty. And our camera is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Buy a home, rent it out so it pays for itself. You can enjoy it some of the time too. And pretty soon you've got your own home in beautiful Bear Lake. Bear Lake Realty can show you how to do that. 435-946-8888. That's Bear Lake Realty. 435-946-8888. And this is the Bear Lake Realty fan cam. Boy, fans got over here quickly to fill the space. And look, this middle school gym, it's a pretty good facility for a middle school. Plenty of seating for a high school game. In fact, it may have more seating than the high school does with this second level of bleachers. Got the first level in front of us and a back level behind us that's equal to the level that's across the way. You can see that if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com. That's the Bear Lake Realty fan cam. Well, Rich got, I don't know, they kind of dug themselves into a hole a bit with just not being able to score through most of the second quarter, just 4 points in that second period. They've climbed back to within 10, trailed by as much as 17. They've outscored the Bears 13-4, so I guess they trailed by as much as 19 at one point. It was 31-12. Jimmy Lloyd drives the lane, fouled on the floor, hits the shot well after the foul. And the Bears will inbound from the baseline. That's a Rebel foul number 5 for the team. McKenna Stacy's second personal. That's one thing we can say about tonight. Not a lot of foul trouble for either team. We haven't shot a ton of free throws. Inbound, deflected by Brown into the hands of Humphreys, and the Bears maintain possession. Into the right corner. McDowell drives, shoots. She's fouled. Hatch, not sure if she got her up top, but definitely got her with the body. Easy call there. And the officials do call a push to send EJ. That's Elizabeth McDowell. They call her EJ. She's a senior to the free throw line to shoot 2. Hatch picks up her first, and EJ hits the first. That's a Rebel 16 foul, but I don't think anybody's really in foul trouble. Stacy Tingy and Wallentine, by my count, have 2 apiece. EJ misses the second free throw badly off the glass. It comes down, and a wrap-up jump ball brought to you by Mountain Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. An 11-point Bear Lake lead. Rebels need baskets. There's very little room for error here with just 4 minutes left to go. Brown inside. Stacy through contact by Gunderson. Misses the shot. Too strong. And McDowell with the rebound as she gets away from Rebel traffic. Dribbles off her own foot and out of bounds. She laughs at herself. Kind of taps herself on the forehead. And Rich sets up for the Crawford Trough and Randolph inbound play. Could really use a T7 Propane and Woodruff three-pointer now, and not a turnover. Inbound pass, Tingy or Stacy was running out of time, had to get it in, and Lloyd recognized that, stepped in front for the steal. Wallentine steps in front for the blocking foul. She read where McDowell was going to go, but just didn't quite get there quickly enough. Benefit of the doubt usually goes to the offense in that situation. Otherwise, that was a good move by Wallentine, anticipating exactly where McDowell wanted to go. And McDowell with a 1-and-1 misses the front end. Rebel rebound. Sydney Hatch just tips it over to Stacy. McKenna backs it out. Rebels need to play with a little more urgency, trailing by 11, 3.5 left to go. And that's tough to do against a tight 3-2 zone defense. Stacy in the right corner, fakes the three, drives, follows a screen, can't get the shot to go. Rebound, McDowell and Brown fighting for it. And Rich is going to look back on this game if they don't pull away with the win or come back for the win. They're going to look back at this game and think of all the missed layups. And they're contested layups against a tall Bear Lake team, but nonetheless layups that they're going to look back on and wish they could have had a few fall.
through the net instead of outside the cylinder. Lloyd to the free throw line. Rebels had set up in a full court press, couldn't get a takeaway. Humphreys out high on the right wing. Brown out high on her. 3 minutes left to go. And the Bears milking some clock. Lloyd drives in, pivots around. Rebels defending hotly, and Coach Messerly asks for and gets a timeout before what could have been a 5-second violation or a jump ball. 2:58 left to go. We'll take a quick break in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital 4th and be right back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
The Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
Timeouts are brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. Dr. Sean Grohl, Quality Family Dentistry since 1997. Bear Lake inbounds from the baseline, left wing to Humphreys. She was open enough under different circumstances. She surely would have taken the shot, but in this circumstance, with time running down, she keeps possession, almost has it taken away, throws it to the side, and did they call that a jump ball? Possession arrow, Rebels. What's up, dude? Bears or Rebels? What do you say? Yeah. Little man coming by to say hi. Not sure who that was. He's been walking around all game long. Stacy dribbles to the right wing. Rebels need a bucket. If ever they needed a bucket, they go backdoor. Hatch. Oof. Blocked. Again, and that's what it's been consistent. A lot of physicality. What looked like, and in most other cases, I think would have been called a foul, but has not been tonight, and consistently has not been. And the Bears have taken advantage of that. That one's certainly a foul, and it's called. And Wallenstein picks up her fourth on a blocking foul, sending Jimmy Lloyd to the line to shoot 1-1. Lloyd 1 for 2 at the line in this contest. That's a 9th Rebel team foul, AWOL's 4th personal. She goes over to have a quick chat with Coach Lundgren. Lloyd's first on the front end, and Gunnarsson, it rattled out. Gunnarsson tipped it away from Hatch, and there's a too quick of a whistle on a jump ball. Cornea had it. She ripped it away from the defense. Then another defender got a fingertip on it, and the whistle came, boom, just like that. Bears ball on the possession arrow, and they'll inbound from the baseline. Rebels needed a few things to, quote-unquote, bounce their way, and they have not. And now with just 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go, Jimmy Lloyd driving. Wallenstein reaches in. AWOL's done. She fouled out against the Bears the last time these teams met. Then it was with 14 points. Tonight, it's with 3. 2:10 to go. Wallenstein heads for the bench, and Jimmy Lloyd, who's 1 for 3 from the line tonight, will shoot 2. Nope. That's a 9th team foul. I was wrong before. It was the 8th. This was the 9th. And Lloyd, it doesn't matter. She hits the first. Jimmy has 10 in the ball game. Scored 6 points, had 6 rebounds the last time these teams met. She averages about 8 per game and has 10 tonight. Make it 11 as she hits the second free throw as well. Bears 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 free throws in this fourth quarter. And they've hit 6 or 7 of those. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Stacy shoots the 3. Looked like her arm got hit. Ball blocked as well, and the Bears come up with it. 38-25. It was a desperation 3, and with reason, the Rebels have to get some quick buckets. Trailing by 13. Stacy trying to draw the charge, but it's a blocking foul. Picks up her 3rd, and that'll set Jimmy Lloyd back to the line. That was I don't fault Stacy for the play. Or for the idea. That's the right idea. You got to do something. Take a risk and hope it works out in your favor. It just didn't that time. Lloyd back iron and down through. At one point, Lloyd was 1 for 3 from the free throw line. She's hit 3 in a row. Lloyd's second on this trip, short off the iron. Rebound. Stacy had it tipped away from her. Inside to Gunnarsson. Misses the shot, and a jump ball. This is a game of jump balls. Another Mount Valley Cattle Company jump ball brought to you by Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. A 14-point Bear Lake lead. Rebels with 1:35 left to go. The Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital just around the corner from us here at Bear Lake Middle School. Staple misses off the back iron, fights for the rebound, and a jump ball. Mount Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Rebels, some full court pressure. Lloyd feigned like she was going to head up court and then circled back around to receive the inbound pass. Up ahead, Gunderson to her right, misses the shot. Rebound tipped. Staple has it. Poked away by McDowell, and she picks up what has proven to be in the second half a rare Bear Lake foul. That's just the 5th foul of the second half. And as physically as they've played, it's surprising to see just a 5 on the scoreboard up there under fouls for the home team. Stacy looks at the clock, picks up the tempo just a touch with Rich trailing by 14. Dribbles to her right, picks it up and gives to Tingy. Then to Stacy, or to Cornea down in the right corner. And the student section starts to chant, I believe that we have won. And the way Rich is running their offense at this slow tempo, the Bears have already won. Missed shot, Lloyd the rebound up across the timeline, and now they just have to dribble out the final 42 seconds. Stacy pressures. Rebels had outscored Bear Lake 13-4 at one point here in this second half. Hatch gets away with a hack. Parker misses, and then Gunderson comes up with it. At some point, guys, you got to blow the whistle if it's that blatant, even if time is running down. Good heavens. Looks like the refs want to get home as much as some other people might want to get home. 41-25, Bears lead. And it should have been a foul against the Rebels. Make no mistake, I'm saying Rebels hacked Kalisha Parker. Cornea misses. McDowell tips it away from Rich, out of bounds, off of Rich. 6.9 seconds to go, and the Bears will come away with the win, improved to 9-4. Rebels will suffer just their second loss of the season, 7-2. Rich dips after tonight's loss. And the Bear Lake rivalry for the girls this year, a split. Rich wins at home in overtime. The Bears win 41-25 at kind of home. Bear Lake Middle School, after a leak in the roof at Bear Lake High School, forced a change of venue. 41-25, the final score. Stay tuned. We'll have some post-game highlights and stats. We've got the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap and more when we return on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Well, the physicality, the level of play, such that maybe we would have seen more free throws. Last time these teams met, 63 free throws attempted. Tonight, the Rebels attempted 7. Bear Lake attempted 20 and hit 13 of those. A rough game, a rough outing for the Rebels at Bear Lake. Let's dive into it on the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Thursday night at Bear Lake, following New Year's. Shake of the head from Sunshine Staple. That was ugly. On January 2nd, the Rebels in the Bear Lake rivalry. And in the freshman game, the Rebels won. The JV game, the Bear Lake Bears won. And then just before the varsity game got underway, a leak was discovered at the high school. It was on the court, in the court of play. So the officials, the administrators decided to move venues. And so we packed up and ran over to Bear Lake Middle School where the game took place on Thursday night. Rich jumped out to an 8-6 lead early in that first quarter, but then Bear Lake went on a 16-0 run and, frankly, never looked back. At one point, Bear Lake led by 19, 31-12 early in the third quarter. Rich battled back, didn't give up, went on a 13-4 run and cut it to a 10-point game, but then couldn't score after that. Rich scored just 4 points in the second quarter, just 4 points in the fourth quarter, and Bear Lake won 41-25 on the Station on Main scoreboard. It's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap at 113 Front Street in Evanston. Gourmet sandwiches, fresh and fast every day. Stay tuned. The McKay Fancam Dental Services Precision Play, the Rolling Kennedy Shot and Play of the game, and the LSR Refrigerated Adjustment of the game coming up when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
When shopping for a vehicle, it's important to have a good selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. It's also important to have a knowledgeable salesperson that listens, a finance team that helps you get the payment that matches your pocketbook, and a smart office staff that makes sure all the paperwork is done right. You can always rest assured knowing that our whole team is working for you. Auto Farm Chevrolet. Stop in today. We're a community-driven dealer.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Back at Bear Lake Middle School, again, the leak at the high school forced a change of venue, and the Bears took advantage of Rich. I don't know. I doubt the change of venue had much to do with it. But regardless, the Bears with the win, 41-25. Rich just 4 points in the second quarter, and then just 4 points in the fourth quarter. Struggling offensively in this one. That's their lowest scoring output of the season by far. Previous to tonight, the Rebels had scored 41 at Westside, 42 at against Bryce Valley at the 1A preview, and then just 25. It reminds me of last year's 1A preview when Rich scored just 25 against Paiute, won that game 25-20, but a very low scoring output and just not much offense tonight. The Rebels were led by McKenna Stacy's 10, J.C. Cornea's 7, Allie Wallenstein 3, Ellie Brown, Kendall Staple 2 apiece, and Taylor McKee with 1. As for Bear Lake, 13 points. Chelsea Gunnarsson led all scorers. Jimmy Lloyd had 12. Haley Humphreys 7. 4 from Josie Kelsey, and good to see her back get on the court. She slipped on that puddle at the high school in warm-ups, and that was a big part of why they changed venues. That was why they changed venues, because of the danger of the puddle. And Josie Kelsey played with a limp, but scored 4 points, and just so relieved that she was able to come right back out and play. Elizabeth McDowell had 3, and Kalisha Parker, who scored 14 against Rich the last time these teams met, scored just 2. And what a contrast of games. The last time they played, December 7th, Rich won in overtime in a high-scoring game, 57-54. In this one, Bear Lake wins a defensive battle, 41-25. All right, let's jump into the LSR Refrigerated game adjustment. Brought to you by LSR Refrigerated in Garden City. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Wallenstein family wish the Rebels good luck. And that clearly came in the third quarter. Early in that third quarter, and I commented on it, the Rebels just didn't have the hustle. The intensity wasn't there. And then they flipped a switch. They were down 19, 31-12. From that point, through the rest of the third quarter, the Rebels outscored Bear Lake 9-2 and went on a 13-4 run that extended into the fourth quarter. But it wasn't enough, but that was a big change. They had better interior defense. They hustled. They won more rebounds. They boxed out better. There were a lot of things the Rebels did, and it was a good adjustment by Rich. And I think what it really came down to was just hustle, better hustle. And that's your LSR Refrigerated adjustment of the game. Rolling Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet shot and play of the game came in the third quarter, both of them. The play of the game on the inbound play. Rebels were down 31-12, and this is what kind of sparked that 13-4 run and the comeback attempt. An inbound play after the ball had been knocked away. McKenna Stacy just lobbed it in. It was a perfect pass over the defense, under the hoop to J.C. Cornea. And from about 3 feet away, Cornea did the rest, put it up and in as 2 of her 7 points right there. The inbound play of the game brought to you by Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet, a community-driven dealer. Later on in that third quarter, McKenna Stacy's 3, the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet shot of the game, that cut the deficit to, actually, let's go with Wallentyne's 3 that made it a 10-point game. That capped off that 13-4 run. So Wallentyne's 3-pointer, the shot of the game. And the McKay Francom Dental Services precision play of the game, as Colin Pace pointed out, and I misread my bad eyes. I thought he was saying a hat trick of blood. We had 3 different blood incidents in that third quarter. He was saying a hat trick of blocks. Sydney Hatch had not 1, not 2, but 3 blocks on one single possession. As she blocked it, McDowell got it back, shot again. Hatch blocked it, McDowell got it back, shot again, and Hatch blocked it again. 3 blocks, boom, boom, boom. Your McKay Francom Dental Services precision play of the game. Dental care at reasonable rates for the whole family. That's McKay Francom DDS at 170 Arrowhead Drive, number 1 in Evanston. All right, that wraps up part of our post-game show. Again, the Bears with the win. They hand Rich just their second loss of the season, 41-25 on the Station on Main scoreboard. We'll take a quick timeout. We've got more of the post-game show coming up, including a chat with senior Elaine Thompson as part of our Rebel Sports Update when we return on the Wildlife at mylocalradio.com.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The town council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District.
(41-25), the final on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels struggle offensively in a 16-point loss against Bear Lake. Rich had cut it to a 10-point deficit midway through the fourth and then didn't score again. Trailing 35-25, Bears scored the final 6 to hold on for the win. Bear Lake finishes 13-20 from the free throw line. Rich just 5 of 7. 7 free throw attempts tonight at Bear Lake Middle School. And Rich 7-2 with tomorrow night's home game against Providence Hall on the horizon. That's tomorrow night. We'll tell you more about what's coming up the rest of this weekend. But first, the Rebel Sports Update with senior Elaine Thompson at Rich High School. Elaine, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
What about the drill team? How are things going?
It's going really good. We had our second competition recently, and we did fairly good.
Tell me more about, I haven't talked to anybody about, the first one was in Wasatch, and then where was this last one?
It was at the UVU.
Like on the big floor in the arena?
Yeah.
Is that an intimidating place to dance? There's so much space?
It kind of is. And there's not many people that fill the chairs, so it's really empty.
And do you know right where the judges are? Are they like down in front?
Yeah, they were fairly close. You could look right at them.
Did you? Are you supposed to look at them and smile and stuff, right?
Yeah, we're supposed to get reactions from them.
How did that go for you?
Pretty good.
Are you feeling pretty confident in knowing the routine so that you can add those facial expressions and stuff?
Yeah, I'm confident, but as the season goes, we change a lot. So then that confidence changes, and then you have to regain it after you learn new parts of the dances.
So is that a lot of what you'll do this next week or next few weeks? You've got some critique from those judges, and you try to put that into the routines?
Yeah, better routines with a lot more specific things so we can get more difficulty points.
The team is competing in 2A this year, right? There's no more 1A drill team. Is that more challenging? Have you noticed a big difference, a big jump in competition?
Yeah, it's a lot more challenging because we have At the last competition, we had between 7 of us, 2A schools.
What other teams are there that do Shane Talons? You don't know any others?
I'm afraid I don't.
You just focus on your thing, you go perform, and good luck to everybody else.
I don't really watch any of the other ones because we're busy backstage getting ready.
How long does it take? How much product do you put in your hair for a competition?
A lot. Lots of hairspray, lots of gel, lots of bobby pins.
Are you in which numbers or which dances are you in with Rich?
I am in dance, military, and character competition dances.
And do you have a favorite?
I like character because you can have attitude, be yourself, give yourself expression.
Is that the one with the diner? Is that the character?
Yeah, we're waitresses, yeah.
State is like in early or mid-February, right?
I think so.
You guys starting to feel any pressure about being ready for that, or is that still a couple months away? You're not worried about it?
A little bit of both. Just like one at a time, but we're having that in the back of our minds to work toward.
You have more competitions between, of course, region and then state, but between now and the region competition?
I think we do. We have more than we usually have in the past.
Do you enjoy going to the competitions?
I do.
You get to compete and perform. It's a fun time?
Yeah. Puts all our hard work towards something.
Anything else we should touch on about the drill team?
We're just going to keep getting better every time.
Senior at Rich High School, member of the Rich Rebel drill team, Elaine Thompson. Thanks so much for your time. Good luck with the rest of your senior year, the state drill competition, and everything else.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Elaine. That's Elaine Thompson, senior at Rich High, on the Rebel Sports Update. One more quick timeout. We'll be back and wrap this thing up at Bear Lake High School. Nope, Bear Lake Middle School. The change of venue because of a leak in the roof. Had a puddle on the floor, and they couldn't play safely there. So we'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back and wrap this thing up on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live. Rebel Wrestlers will be right back here in Bear Lake on Saturday. There's a Bear Lake Wrestling tournament. Tomorrow, the Rebel girls back at it at home against Providence Hall. The Patriots in town, freshmen at 4, JV at 5:30, varsity at 7 o'clock. You can attend that one. And the Rebel boys in action at South Summit in Camas. Freshmen and JV at 5:30, varsity at 7 o'clock. And I will be in Camas tomorrow to cover the boys' game. Pre-game at 6:20 right here on KDQ and MyLocalRadio.com. And then, as I mentioned again, Saturday, the Rebel Wrestlers will be back here in Montpelier for the Bear Lake Wrestling Tournament, weighing at 8 a.m., matches at 10 a.m. Looking ahead quickly to next week on Wednesday, January 8th, the Rich Middle School Honor Society induction. And Thursday, Rebel girls, the boys at North Summit. Friday, the Wrestlers at the Wind River Tournament, the Rebel girls at the Fossil Classic Friday with 2 games, and then the boys at host Westside on Friday night. Saturday, the Rebel Wrestlers continue at the Wind River Tournament, the Rebel girls continue at the Fossil Classic, and the boys play at Bear Lake. Now, I just this evening received the schedule for that Fossil Classic, so if you're curious, Rebels have, again, 2 games on Friday. Little Snake River at 1:30, and then versus Saratoga at 4:30. That's in Kemmer. And then the boys host Westside that night at 7 p.m. We may be able to cover all 3 of those games. We'll look at that and let you know. But either way, that's the schedule of games. Rich girls versus Little Snake River at 1:30, and the JV plays Little Snake River. It's a little different schedule. Like the JV plays the Cokeville JV and the Star Valley JV at 7:30 p.m. versus Cokeville, and then at 3 o'clock versus the Star Valley JV. Saturday, the girls take on Farson, and that's a 3 p.m. tip-off. And then again, the boys Saturday night. This is all next week. Let me jump back to this week. Tomorrow, the girls against Providence Hall, 7 p.m. for the varsity, and the boys at South Summit, 7 p.m. for the varsity. Our pregame starts, Rich, at South Summit tomorrow at 6:20 right here on KDQ and mylocalradio.com. That's going to do it for us tonight here at Bear Lake Middle School. The leak in the roof at the high school changes the venue, and Bear Lake with the win 41-25 on the station on main scoreboard. Join us tomorrow night, 6:20, when the Rebel boys play at South Summit. Our pregame starts at 6:20. For tonight's videographer, Gary McKee, I also want to thank Gary and Zach McKee for helping get all the equipment over here and set up, so we missed as little of the game as we did on the broadcast. I want to thank Elon Olive for his help and Preston Bush for his help tonight as well. And I hope I'm not forgetting anybody, but got a lot of help tonight from folks to get the change of venue to happen. And the Grolls, they're providing the hotspot for tonight's broadcast. Sean and April Grohl, thanks so much. Next time you want to say thanks to the Grolls, visit Comprehensive Family Dental. All right, that'll do it for us tonight. Our producer, Preston Bush, thank you as well back in the studio. I'm Ryan STEINECKERT. We'll talk with you again soon.
You've been tuned in to Rich High School basketball on Rebel Radio, KADQ-FM 98.3, with live video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by these Rebel supporting businesses and individuals: Evanston Regional Hospital, Plains Tire of Evanston, by Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, The Store, by the Come On In of Casper, Auto Farm Chevrolet, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, and by mylocalradio.com. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the expressed written consent of Old West Media. Our executive producer is Val Cook. We thank our office manager, Kayleen Anderson, and our sales manager, Julie Burley, along with Evanston's Elon Olive, the Bridger Valley's Jake Hibbard, and production group Preston Bush, AJ Lamb, and Alyssa McDaniel. Biggest thanks to all of our sponsors and to you for tuning in. We invite you to visit mylocalradio.com for archived games and past interviews with Rebel players and coaches, and like mylocalradio.com on Facebook to stay up to date with game broadcasts. Thank you for joining us on this presentation of Rich Rebel Basketball on KADQ-FM 98.3 and online at mylocalradio.com. Until next time.
Go!